Do you want to make your own portable fire pit like this? Well, today on Fix It with Fowler, I'm going to show you how to make one of these for just over £20. So the first thing you're going to need is some sort of pot or container for your fire pit. Now, if you've got one lying about that you want to use, that straight away is going to save you some money. Now, this was from B&M, it's from the Valencia range, and this was $9.99. So the first thing you need to consider is drainage. Now, if you're going to leave this outside, you're going to need some sort of drainage holes in the bottom. Now, if you've not got any, the easiest thing to do is flip your pot over and then you can have a look at the bottom. Now, this has got some feet to sit it off the surface and then some slightly raised sections, and that is where I'm going to drill some holes to allow for the drainage. To drill the holes in the bottom of your container, the best thing to do is put this on a flat surface. If you've got access to a workbench, that makes this really easy, and then you can just tighten that up and hold that into position. Now, to drill the holes themselves, I've got this is a stepped drill bit, and that allows you to drill a hole from something like 6mm all the way up to 20mm, which is ideal for this. Now, the size of the hole depends on the size of the gravel. If you drill these holes too big and you've got small gravel, obviously it's just going to leak out. So like I said before, we've got 4 sections to drill. I'm just going to get the stepped drill bit, put it into position, and then I can drill all these 4 holes. So now we've got the holes drilled into the container, we can now move on to the next stage, which is the gravel. Now, this gravel was from B&Q and it's something called a split bag. So this was actually half price at £5. However, you can save a bit of money by using some existing gravel that you may have around your garden, and that way you could fill the bottom half of this with that and then use a decorative stone over the top. So the first thing you're going to notice with this gravel is that it is really dirty, and what you need to do really is clean it before you put it into your container. So the best thing I've come up with is one of these, a garden riddle that's really for soil. So you can pour your gravel into that, and then using a hose you can give it a good rinse, and you can clearly see the difference already. Now, once you've given that a really good wash and got rid of all this residue off the gravel itself, you can then move that and put that somewhere in the sun to dry out. On to the best bit then, and that is the fire for the fire pit. Now, what I've got is some of these tiki lamps or garden oil lamps, and what we're really after is this top section, none of this bamboo. So all you need is some scissors or something sharp, and you can cut that off, and that will release the container that we need. So to use these, all you need to do is unscrew the top and place that to one side, and then you're going to need something like this, some lantern or torch oil. Now, this is laced with citronella, so it's ideal for those summer evenings. Now, when you use this, make sure you've got some PPE on to protect yourself from any of the chemicals that are in this, and gently pour that into your container. And then you can now get the wick, ensure that the wick sits about 5 to 6mm out of the top. Put that into position and then tighten that up. And then you can repeat that with the rest of these lamps. Now, these lamps came in a set of 6 from Amazon and they were $10.99. I'm going to use 3 in this project, but you may want to use more depending on the size of your fire pit. Have you subscribed to my channel? Well, if not, why not? It does not cost a thing. You're missing out on loads of great content. If I'm not making things like this, I'm fixing shed roofs, I'm mending doors, windows, doing plumbing or electrics. You name it, I've got it on my channel. So head over, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to leave this video a comment and a thumbs up, and that will help it reach loads of other people. On to actually making the fire pit, and what I've got is the top decorative gravel, some old gravel from around the garden, and obviously the fire pit itself. Now, one thing to consider with this fire pit is where you're going to put it. This is going on a glass table, so I want to keep it as light as possible. So what I've done, I've arranged some old plant pots, and that'll allow me to insert these burners in between and then backfill with gravel. So the first stage really is to get some old gravel and fill the majority of this up before we can put these into place. So now you can continue to fill that up with your decorative gravel, and just take your time when you put this in and gently go around each of these burners. So that's the fire pit all finished, and now all we need to do is wait for this evening and we can light it and give it a trial run. So there you have it, that's it all complete, and I'm really pleased with this. And don't forget, one of the bonus things with this particular fire pit is you can lift it up and take it wherever you're going, camping, a party, it can come with you. So that is a good thing. Now, if you do make one of these, please leave a comment in the comment section and let me know how you get on. And you may come up with a better design than this. So hopefully you found that video helpful, and I'll see you soon on my next video.